Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Please Welcome. Today I'm joined by Jaret Atwood, a Armstrong graduate, and Noah Spang, a former Katanning graduate. So how you guys doing today?
Great. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now, you're new to the show. We've already had Noah on the show before. And,
Well, so good you had to have me back. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. No, I knew you both were friends and everything. We're all friends.
We're not. We hate each other.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. I
Deep
totally
down.
forgot. All right. Anyway, so like always, we have some questions prepared for you guys. And one of the questions that I had for you both, because you and I are together on this, what year did you guys graduate? I know, Noah and I, we talked about it, 2015, but...
Yeah, we kind of covered that in the last show.
Yeah.
I was 2015, last class of Katanning High School.
Last class.
Kind of wrapped it here today.
Yeah, the last.
I don't know if you can get that, but yeah, we kind of was over it before, so I guess I'll let Jaret start this one off and let him know, since he's once a Riverhawk, always a Riverhawk. You know what I mean? So we'll let him take that.
Yeah. I graduated in 2016.
Uh-huh.
Sadly, the first year from Armstrong, the new school. And I hate to say sadly, but I really didn't like it. I would have rather gone to Katanning. I mean, my thing is every school needs a rival. We don't have a rival. No one's close to us. There was friendships between the schools anyways. Why couldn't we just leave it as two separate? I don't get it.
No, I agree. I agree.
You know, I'm not a fan of the new school.
Here's
Never
a question
was.
for you. Because, like you said, we were rivals. We were friends without sports, like Katanning and Fort City kids. Like, we could be friends, but when it came to sports, you always wanted to beat your friends because then you could brag about it and stuff. You could just put it in their face, be like, haha, we beat you. But what was it like coming here for the first year and kind of having to join forces, stuff like that?
I mean, it wasn't really that bad. Like, we all knew each other, so it was like, just walk in, you see the same people, you just didn't see them at school, so now you see them. That's whatever. After 2 weeks, you were used to it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it didn't feel the same. I miss walking into the Katanning lobby every day. I missed that.
Yeah.
I like coming in and standing. This place was miserable.
Yeah. I mean, it is a very nice.
It's that
it
easy.
is a very nice school in a way, but like you said, there's the rivalry. I think there's certain things that like people say a church or whatever isn't made up by the building. It's the people inside the building. And I would kind of say like high school is that way too. It's the things that aren't like tangible that make up the high school.
Yeah.
And it's like for Katanning, we had that rivalry between Fort City. That was what made us like Katanning. That's what we had. All of our sports, we were big into our sports, especially our senior year. Because last year we wanted to like go out with a bang, you know. And we really did, especially in football.
I think another thing is too the freedom, I'll say per se, more at Katanning, and not like I'm not saying that everyone did their jobs great here and there, but there I feel as if I don't know how to word it. Not that you could get away with more, but it wasn't as strict of a setting. I feel like when they brought this together, I feel like. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I see the
little
reasoning,
things.
and I see the reasoning behind there. There's
I'm not
more
saying it's a
people,
bad thing.
Yeah,
Believe me.
at Katanning, we graduated with a class of like barely 100.
Maybe, yeah, if you would
You got
count
almost
the
200,
Lenape kids.
yeah.
No, it was under 100 kids.
Well, I know there was 187 something
That was before Lenape.
Really?
So we were under 100 kids.
Oh wow.
But then when Lenape,
But
probably between 90 and 110, something like that we graduated with.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of kids, and now here at the new school they have so many. There's such an overpopulation. They need to be a little bit more strict with the things because there's more people. You need more eyes. Plus, with the recent events and just our world, I understand why there are some they're cautionary. Like they're just making sure nothing would happen and things like that. And I mean, it sucks. It sucks, but. How it is right now.
You're right.
It's kind of like our parents. They would say they would get away with everything, but as time went on and things happened, it got more and more. It just got less. Like for them, it seemed more strict, but for us, we were free, and now this seems even stricter to us. But later on down the road, maybe we'll say, hey, we got away with a lot more. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. I feel like usually, like, we're talking 20-year gap between our parents and stuff. Like, we've only had a 3, 4-year, 5-year gap from, like, this new school.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it's, like, been so quick. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we were like the last ones almost. Like, I've heard stories from up here that is like, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or something, and it's like, well, yeah, like, whoa, big deal.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know how to say it without sounding awful. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like just the old man syndrome.
Yeah,
just like
yes,
kind of
exactly.
about everything.
Yes,
Thing.
pretty much.
I got that way a lot because I was in band. I'm not gonna go too deep into it because some band kids might watch this that came here to Armstrong, but they'll agree. Discipline at Katanning was a big deal, and it was kind of a big deal at Ford City. I don't know. It was that rivalry, and I think I'm biased because of it. Because I always said Katanning's band was better than Ford City.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
We have that mojo,
but
too.
we were very disciplined, and I thank Pat Kavanaugh for everything he's done because he really trained us to be. When we got on there, we were there to entertain and perform and to do our job. And there was other schools, and I mean they were the same way as us. And then there were schools that just kind of slacked off. They didn't learn their music, and it kind of just took away from the performance. But it's like. I don't know. It's like I have that old man syndrome where I'm just like, oh, this new school is not as good as it. Like it should have been like Katanning. It should have just been like more disciplined. But
that's just the bias.
Yeah, that's just bias. Yeah,
exactly.
it's just bias, and I don't mean to tread on anybody's toes that's watching this that came here and was in the band. I love the band. I think they do a good job, and they do a really decent job. But there's just that bias in me that just I don't know. I can't let it go. But anyway, moving on. We've all been out of school now. Well, we've been out of school for, I don't even want to name the number, dude. We're coming up on like 5 years really soon. Like not soon, but like quicker. It's approaching quickly, and it seems like it was only yesterday when we were in. Now you being out for almost getting to your third year.
After this, your school year's over. It'll be 2 years.
I was gonna say, I wasn't thinking. Yeah, it's only 2 years for you, but. Being out, you kind of can look back in the past and say, wow, if I would have just done this, I would have been better off now. It's kind of like 2020, hindsight's 2020, you know? You look back and you think about it and you're like, if I would have done this differently, I would be here, you know? So I just want to ask you guys, what's one piece of advice that you would give to a high school student now, to start doing now, to like better themselves in the future? What could they do and not follow like a path of like something that might mess them up? Like kind of like learn from you, learn a lesson without learning like going through it themselves.
Do your homework.
Do your homework.
You gotta study.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Study, do your homework, listen to your teachers. They're just doing their job,
Yeah.
and you'll learn that after you graduate. That the teachers are just here doing their jobs because they're making you do their research paper. They don't like it just as much as you do.
Yeah.
But they're making you do it because they're being told you have to do it.
Yeah.
So just cut your teacher some slack. I mean, that's really it. Just do your work. Don't mouth off.
Yeah. And I'll even say that like you really they are preparing you for college if you're going to go to college, but they also do prepare you for real life. Because like you have to write papers every once in a while when you're in college. Not every once in a while, but almost every class. And I wrote a 25-page paper. Didn't think I was gonna have to do anything that crazy, but I wrote it, and because I paid attention and I did my work when I was in school, it was super easy, and I was able to help the kids that didn't really understand APA or MLA and the differences between it, which aren't really that drastic of differences. But I was able to like help them, and it was because I paid attention in class and I really focused. But there's also things like math that I was just never good at and wish I would have paid attention more in. I would say if you're not good with numbers, to pay attention a little bit more and ask for help. That's like the number one thing. People in high school especially, they don't want to ask for help just because, and it's even in college too, but people tend to ask more. It's like we don't ask for help in high school because we don't want to be like picked on, I guess, in a way, because they're like, or they go, like, you have that kid who knows what he's talking about, so he's like, ugh, would you quit asking questions so we can move on? It's like, no, ask those questions so you know what you're doing.
That wasn't me. I was usually the one sleeping in the back corner of the room with my head down.
Yeah, you were saying earlier, back here in this corner, or just over here, you're sleeping.
Oh, I slept in this room many a time, yes.
Yeah, going on
It's pretty comfy.
Like what Jaret said too, like in terms of doing your like your schoolwork. A lot of it too isn't because, like, the reason behind it is, especially if college is in mind, getting good grades in high school and having a good work ethic really, really, really will help you down the road. So whoever is watching this or watches it, take that for what it is, and that is what it is. You'll get more money for school.
Oh yeah.
And it's not only about that, like I said, that work ethic, like staying in that groove. Like I myself can say, like, up through probably 10th, 11th grade, 10th into 11th grade, I was a pretty good student.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got senioritis a bit early. And it wasn't that I got horrible grades, but I dropped down a little bit. And if you don't know what you want to do, don't worry about it. You have so much time to think about
Exactly.
it. If college isn't your route, there's so many options out there. So just, I guess it's going to sound cliche, but just like follow your heart, I guess is what I'd say.
No,
That's
exactly.
all you can do.
Yeah.
Don't stress.
Yeah.
That's to the seniors a lot too. 'Cause I can remember being a senior thinking like, oh wow, like what am I gonna do after this? Like the real world's really gonna hit me.
Yeah.
So.
And that's like that was my advice actually. He took the words right out of my mouth, is to follow your heart, because you have all this time to actually, like, it may seem like you don't have any time. You're graduating high school, you're going to college. Oh, I need to pick a major. I know people who have been halfway through a major and switched, and they're better off for it because they actually like what they're doing. And if you find something that you're actually passionate and you like doing, if you can make money and make a job out of it, do it, because like you'll be better off for it because you're actually doing something you enjoy. You're waking up every day, not like really like hating life because you're like, oh, I could be doing this. It was something I actually enjoy, rather than doing something I would hate. Like for me, especially, like it's film. This is why I created this show. I'm you guys know me well. I mean, we're all friends. You guys know that all I do is criticize the movies we watch every time, because I'm always thinking beyond how it was made, how it was done, and it gets annoying and frustrating. But for me, it's so much fun because I'm able to really understand things and see those things differently. And I'm sure, like Spang with basketball, you're upset. I mean, you love basketball. I mean, we know that. There's games on all the time whenever the people are playing and stuff, and I have no idea. I hate basketball, and I really don't like sports at all, or watching them. But hey, it's different strokes for different folks. It's like if you like something, you like something, and if you can make a job out of it or a career out of it, do it, because you only have one life to live. And so YOLO.
But like you said, I mean, I could be done with school next spring if I would have. And I mean, I've taken a year off. I did community college. I've had anything from a major in. So this is just people watching too. I started just general studies, so getting the basics. I was in social work. I was in psychology. I did business. And now I'm finally going back to finish at Slippery Rock to be a teacher. So, I mean, right there's a big, big mix of, we'll see. I mean, who knows? Maybe I don't even want to be a teacher. We'll see how, you just don't know.
Yeah, I hope you do that. I think it fits you. I think it really does. But moving on from this, and here's a really good question I thought, especially for you both. If you could go back to high school, what's one thing you would do differently? Like, for an example, join a club or try out for a sport. What's something that you kind of regret not doing when you were in high school?
I would say for me, and as a sports guy, I mean, I played golf, basketball, baseball senior year, but I was, whatever involved sporting, I pretty much enjoy.
Yeah.
And I would say for me would have been staying in better shape. Because I was a pretty decent basketball player, I like to think, and no, seriously, and I know that sounds like something really stupid, but like as a sports person, they'll understand.
Yeah.
I just was never in like great shape, per se.
Sophomore year, you were in pretty solid shape. I'll give it.
Yeah, and then see what I mean? I told you, 11th grade came and just down the.
See, I've never been in good shape. I've never had to worry about it. I've never had to get back in it.
Yeah.
I was never there.
For me, my shape was just a circle, and I've been that way forever.
Like our circle lights?
Yeah.
Like our circle lights.
Yeah, little diffusers that are circles beside us. But it's funny because like whenever I thought about this question, I remembered back to I think we had a talk, you and I, like before we even like became like as close as friends as we are now, you talked about like kind of regretting not doing musical.
Oh, I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, and I knew you would, because like things people don't know is like you and I just love singing all the time together, like in
Yes,
the car and
exactly.
stuff. Like we're going down the road.
I was like a
Blaring.
prime Troy Bolton
Yeah.
candidate.
George Bolton, yeah.
I'm sorry, out of the corner of my eye, I saw the monitor over here, and when you put your hand up, like, look, now I'm doing it to you.
I cover you up.
Yeah, I thought Joey would have switched quicker, and I was like, what's happening over there? I just saw something random. But is there anything you would do differently if you could?
Oh, there's one thing I'd do differently, yeah.
Yeah?
I would try to talk to the girl of my dreams a little bit more.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she doesn't have a name right now.
Yeah, she just non-existent, lives in
Yeah.
Canada.
I would
She's
try to
out there
talk to her. Oh, she's definitely out there.
Wow.
So, moving on from that question into kind of like a similar kind of something that we kind of talked about in your episode. Things always are changing, you know, and we talked about our friend group just getting bigger and bigger, just as it kind of goes. What's one of the biggest things that have changed for you after high school? Like, what has changed in a big way for you?
I would say, just life. It just slaps you in the face.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the more and more you're out, like at first I got out and you still think like, okay, I'm a 17, I graduated at 17, so whatever. 17, 18-year-old kids are graduating high school. They still think like, what am I supposed to do? Like, okay, I don't have to wake up and go to school, so I'm going to have college, but what's going to be different? There's freedom. And you think it's going to be easy, and I think as it goes on, in general, there's just more to think about. Like payments.
Oh yeah.
That you like usually. Now I'm not saying kids in high school don't pay for their own stuff a lot of times, but not as often. So like just things like that, like finances and like just the emotional aspect of thinking like I have to do this, I have to do this. Oh, well, now I have a paper to write, but I got to be at work. Everything's just so quick in your mind. So I just life in general just kind of. I think it just kind of slaps you in the face.
It really does. And I mean, it puts you through the ringer. I'd say the year to really learn what it's like to be in the real world, for to really just get slapped across the face and say, hey, welcome to what everybody else is going through. It's that first year, especially. Like I mean, there's still a couple slaps in the face as you go along. I'm still getting slapped in the face by life as we're going for these after being out for 3 years, but. It's like for that first year, you really understand. Like you go to college, you said, and like I went to IUP, and for me, the slap in the face came with professors and a curriculum that I didn't like, and it was just kind of it put me through the ringer because I was almost feeling stuck in a rut, and that kind of drained me mentally. I didn't want to go to class anymore. I didn't want to go to school there anymore, but I felt so stuck because I was there for so long. And I ended up leaving, and now I felt like a weight just lifted off my shoulders because my family supported me through it. My sister's done it. She's left the school and gone to another school, and now she has a great job and loves her life and stuff like that. I mean, she didn't last week because we've already talked about this. She had a kidney stone in the last episode I talked about it, and hers was like comically big. I sent you the picture that she sent me, as big as her pinky nail.
That's terrible.
Okay, but anyway, that's a tangent. But it's like, I would say this to any student right now. This kind of can go with that question about the advice. I would say that first year, don't think you have everything in control. Kind of give yourself up to everything that's going on around you, but don't.
Play the cards dealt to you.
Yes, because for me especially, one of the biggest things that changed was my friend group. Like after high school, I thought I'd have these friends, and I mean everybody that's in high school is blind to this. They think, oh, I'm definitely going to have all these friends like still with me. But when you graduate, people's lives change. We get on different paths, and we go different ways. And I really only have one friend that has stuck with me for the past 15 years, and that's my buddy Billy. But he's really the only friend that has stayed. Everyone else has kind of gone, and I'm kind of thankful for it too. Like I said, kind of give yourself up. You never know. I gave myself up for like friendship, and I'm friends with all you guys. I became friends with the group, and I'm better for it. I love the group of friends that I have now, and I think it's a group that's really strong. And that's all I looked for in friendship. And I never thought I'd be in that friend group. I was just kind of like.
I would, and what's funny is I wouldn't even classify us now as like a friend group as much time as we spend together.
Yeah.
It's almost more of literally like a brotherhood.
Oh
like,
yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
At this point, and there's just, it's like my parents will say, like, when I see them or whatever, like, oh, so-and-so, they're into this or they're into that. It's like we fight like a family. Not like friends.
Exactly.
Like, friends get into arguments too, but, like, and the reason why ours feels so much more severe and, like, dramatic is because, like, it's almost like family ties now rather than, like, oh, hey, like, when you're a kid, it's like, oh, can so-and-so come over, Mom? Like, it's not like that anymore.
No, exactly.
It's like, where's he been is what it's like now.
And for example, like, Dodo and your mother, they went to see a play or a musical, like, a couple weekends ago, and Aaron said, oh, we should have invited Noah Chrisman. He would have loved to come because they had an extra ticket, and it's just funny because it is almost like family because even like our families know enough about all of us now, like to know what we like. Like your dad even said to me the one time, he's like, "You still into film?" I was like, I didn't know you would actually remember that, like that type of thing.
Well, and like you just said, like most people's parents, like of normal friends, like a friend's parents won't say like, "Hey, would so-and-so like to come to this play with us? I know they like that." You know what I mean? Like that would be weird.
It's weird. To most people.
To us, it's like, like if you would call me and say like, "Oh, I'm like, hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm in a play with your mom and grandma." I'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll see you when you get home." Like most people would be like, "You're at a play with my mom and grandmother?"
Exactly.
I'd be like, "I'm sorry to hear that."
So what's one thing that changed in a big way for you?
I mean, I got slapped hard after I graduated.
Yeah.
I didn't go to college. I went straight into working. I went down to a steel mill, running overhead crane down in Pittsburgh, and that was the biggest thing. I mean, I hated waking up early for school. Luckily, I was put on midnight shifts, but going in usually 10 hours a night, working hard every day, and at least now I'm making a paycheck. I'm not waking up, coming to school, and not getting paid for anything, you know? I mean, you got paid in knowledge.
Real hard.
I don't sit in the crane. I walk around. I hold a box. Just like,
oh, man. Yeah.
No, I mean, that's really the only thing that's changed for me. Other than, like, payments I have and stuff, like car payment, that's really about it. Yeah. But, like, stuff like that, I mean, like, I came out in the real world, hit me like a ton of bricks. Yeah. I wasn't expecting it, but, hey.
I mean,
it was the choices I made that got me there.
Yeah.
Slacking off and old AHS and KHS didn't help me out. So.
Yeah, but you got a good job
A
stuff.
ton of feathers, a little bit lighter than a ton of bricks.
Yeah. Mine was a physical slap. Mine was an actual physical slap. Like it was bad. So here's something for you guys. Somebody is always saying, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So I'm gonna flip that question for you. 5 years ago, did you see yourself being where you are now?
What? 16?
I think it was like 2012.
I think 16.
2013.
2013. Yeah, you're right.
I mean.
Definitely not.
No. Yeah, no.
I can tell you exactly where I thought I
Go
would
for it.
be, actually. I would have said I would have been, and when I was 16 years old, so I'd have been a sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
And that's when I like to call it my peak.
Definitely.
No, seriously, like I was like in shape guy, played sports, like got good grades, and my
you just weren't good looking. That was the only thing.
I wanted to go to Bucknell.
Yeah.
Because I've been like raised as a Baptist, so it's a Baptist college, and I wanted to go to Bucknell and try to walk on and play basketball there.
Yeah.
And so now being not in school and going to finish at Slippery Rock, well, I'll be 21 years old and most people are done.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, I'd almost say.
Nowadays I shouldn't say that, but so yeah, there's my response. No, I am not where I thought I would be 5 years ago.
Yeah. Are you happy with where you're at though? That's a hard
Honestly,
question.
no.
That's a hard question.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, yes and no. Mm-hmm. But in terms of like, I'm still in that like that slap you in the face stage. Like, in my head, I'm like, what should I be doing with my life?
Yeah.
I still don't know.
No, I agree.
Everyone just tells me like, well, you don't have to worry about it now. You still have time. Well, time will run out eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
As bad as that sounds.
Yeah.
Like time will run out eventually. Like I've talked to people like. I work at a country club and bartend, and like I have people out there that they make pretty good money. They live a really good lifestyle, and they'll still say to me, "Oh no, I'm 75 years old and I still don't know what I want to do for a living."
Yeah.
And I don't understand. Like that to me is just
Well, there's
like
people.
maybe someday it'll make sense to me a little bit more.
Betty Crocker or whatever, right? Like a big old brand. There's something about her being like
The cooking stuff.
Yeah, she was like really old. Well, I wouldn't say really old because I don't want to offend anybody, but she was at least she was at least like in a little later stages of her life. And she was older. I'd say okay, she was more mature. There we go. And she sold her cookie recipe or whatever for like I forget what it was. And now there's a line with her. There's other people who have gone their whole life, and then finally find something like almost towards the end, and they become like successful off of that. You know, it's insane. Like for me, 5 years ago, I wanted to be in the Navy. I wanted to be a nurse, and none of those checked out because I can't be a nurse because I don't like interacting with a lot of people, especially in that way, the way that nurses do, and the Navy.
It's great.
It's great, but I probably couldn't do it.
I had bags packed to go, so
Yeah.
I guess that's also where I could be.
Yeah.
And my family was worried that would be like maybe a career I just set on, and I
Oh,
still
yeah.
think I could do it maybe someday. I mean, and Navy would be the thought for me, and people still tell me, but
Yeah.
I'm almost afraid a little bit. Like I'm pretty family oriented, and I kind of think like they tell me like I think if you go, you'll like it and just pursue that as a career for the next
Like
25
20 years,
of your
yeah.
life. And it kind of scares me to think like, well, if I do, then I'd enjoy it. But then at the same time, you only see your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be
It's definitely time consuming.
once a year,
Yeah.
twice a year, just depends. But
Yeah. So 5 years ago for you, Jaret?
I thought by this point I would have hit the Powerball or Mega Millions
Yeah.
for sure. I thought I'd be living the high life,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna work till I hit it.
Just keep putting
Buy
that
those scratch
Yeah,
offs,
buy
baby.
them scratch. Here's a good advice. No, it's not good advice at all. But hey, if you win the Powerball, we can be friends.
You can't win if you don't play it, man. Just
You're
gotta
right,
play
You
it.
know what, kids? Gamble your tuition money. It
Yeah.
doesn't even matter.
Yeah, who
It
even cares?
doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, and if all else fails, just I don't know, just give up on life and they just lay
There's
in
a
the
bridge
gutter.
calling your name.
Oh my God. Nope,
I'm
not
not
gonna talk.
saying anything.
Can we
Gonna
cut
move
that?
right past that. No, we're fine. We're just gonna move right past
The
that.
bridge you have to cross.
Yeah, we're crossing that bridge now.
Yeah, the bridge
Anyway,
is crossed.
so I said earlier that somebody is always asking that question about where do you see yourself in 5 years ago. That person's me right now because I'm asking you now. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from this point on?
Hopefully hitting the Powerball. If I don't hit it, I think by that point,
You're toast.
That's a hard
I'm
question.
gone says in 5 years. That'll be 24. And I gave myself till 22. So 24, yeah, that's a little longer than what I thought about. So
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm going to do at that point.
yeah, a little dark.
I haven't thought
but
that far.
Just a little dark, but
See, I think that's a hard question. Like that's like hard to answer.
No,
But
it definitely is.
Like I think it changes. Like if you would ask me tomorrow,
yeah,
it would be a different answer than I'm gonna answer today.
yeah,
But as of this moment in time, I would say, hopefully, with a teaching job somewhere, maybe with a wife. I don't know.
yeah,
5 years, man. We'll say girlfriend.
Maybe, yeah,
Like
at least a
steady
girlfriend.
maybe
Yeah.
moved in,
What's
Yeah.
his name going to be?
and
That's a
Wow.
little bit of our friendship coming out right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Gotta just mess with you.
and hopefully maybe coaching.
Yeah.
Coaching at like at a high school, whether it be Armstrong or who knows. I could be living somewhere else, teaching and coaching a basketball team somewhere is
Yeah.
my goal, I guess.
You'll be a cop somewhere.
See, that's
See, that's
actually
an option though.
yeah.
That's one I forgot, by the way. That's like the fifth one. Criminology was another one I was in for.
from going to school.
Going to
and stuff.
school, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
6 different majors.
I think it would be cool to be a cop. Like, it's definitely scary, and I give them all the props in the world to do that job.
Nowadays.
You know, waking up and just something could happen in the blink of an eye. And honestly, I have thought about doing that before, but then my love for film and stuff like that just kind of overpowers that. I want to go more that direction. For me, in 5 years, I didn't even think I was going to make it this far, but if I have to if I have to say anything, I would say that in 5 years I'd see myself like maybe working with a production company doing something, maybe moved from here somewhere else.
He'll probably be over in Cali.
I don't know, maybe Texas.
They film
I'll go
a
down
lot
to
of great
Texas
movies
instead.
over there.
Yeah, and I would kind of, I don't know, maybe like you said, have a girlfriend or a wife. That'd be kind of cool.
You know, that makes me think of it, Crispin. You always talk about like this production of movie stuff. Go ahead and ask me any movie
What do you mean? Like
Just ask me any movie.
Jaws. I hate
That's
you
a
'cause
great
I
movie.
know. I knew that's where you were going with that. And that movie is from the ring, or that is the.
Yeah, we
movie
should
The
probably
Ring.
not put this in
Yeah,
there.
no, but that is.
Up
I mean, it's a good movie.
or down?
Stop. Anyway.
Fast forward and continue.
Oh my goodness. So now this is actually funny that you actually bring up movies because we always do a segment called Netflix and Tell. It doesn't have to be just strictly Netflix. But is there anything you're watching currently or have watched that you kind of want to talk a little bit about?
For all the single ladies, I watched Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Talk 10. I finished Gossip Girl. So if you ever want to come over and talk about Gossip Girl, I'm the man for the job.
I also watched Gossip Girl. I mean, last time we were on here, we cleared this with me. Chick flicks are kind of my thing, and I finished Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
And I started. I mean, now I started the like spin-off, I guess they call it, which is the originals.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, for people who don't know, it's just like vampire, werewolf based, and there's always drama, just like any other chick flick type thing. So, but I recommend it to not only girls. I don't want to classify them as chick flicks.
No, exactly.
Obviously,
Yeah, because anybody can watch them.
Yeah.
It just depends on if you like them or not. I typically don't. For me, I like horror or thrillers. And one of the actual, I don't know if I talked about it last week or not. Whenever I was talking to Colton, I think I might have skipped over it. It's called Dismissed. It actually has Dylan Sprouse. You guys know Zach and Cody. Well, Zach, Dylan Sprouse. He now got back into. I can't do it because I'm going to drop my phone. But Dylan Sprouse finally got back into acting because they kind of took a break, a little bit of a hiatus from acting. Yeah, well, he did at least. And they both went to college, they did whatever, and now he's back. This is the first movie I've seen him in, acting in since his little hiatus and coming back. And it's about a student who, he's very particular about his grades. And if you wrong him on them, it just takes you down a world of trouble. And it sounds like it's not really that good just based off that little premise. But it was actually good. It kept my attention. It did exactly what a movie should do. It has that suspension of disbelief. I felt like I was in the moment with them. It really drew me in. And I thought it was good, and I recommend it to anybody. It's called Dismissed, and it's on Netflix. I don't have Hulu or Amazon Prime or anything like that. So I usually watch movies off the free section of Xfinity. I mean, you have it too.
Yeah.
And we've kind of watched some of those movies. I did watch that movie. What was the one with we talked about? Oh man, has can't think of his name. It was the three old guys, and they rob a bank.
Oh,
Yeah. You were interested in it, and I said I'm gonna go watch that.
I can't help you guys.
I can't.
Going out in style.
Yeah, Going Out in Style.
Going in style.
Yeah, Going in Style. Yeah.
Is that with Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, Morgan
Morgan
Freeman,
Freeman,
and then who's the other guy who plays?
I didn't see it, but
The
I
old
want to
guy
see that
from
movie.
Back to the Future's in it. He plays a crazy
he plays
dude.
a crazy dude.
I
Yeah.
forget his name in real life.
Oh goodness, I can't even think. But it stars what's his face from the
too.
Batman, Alfred, the guy who plays Alfred in the Batman
Yeah.
movies.
The old British dude.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, you're gonna drive me nuts.
Every time I
trying
talk
to get all
about
these
it,
Simon Cowell.
No, it's not Simon Cowell. But yeah, my thing is the reason why, and I don't think I touched on it last time. Like you said, it kept your attention.
yeah,
And there's two reasons why the chick flicks, whether it be I finished Gossip Girl, Vampire Diaries, 90210. Casting is number one. You can't. I feel like in chick flicks, and I think you could agree, even though you're not into them.
yeah.
Their
casting.
roles are always to a T to me. There's some movies you think well, so and so could have played that character too.
Yeah.
But you only can picture those characters.
Yeah, it's kind of
as
like
them.
Supernatural with what's his face. I'm gonna get crap for this in the comments because I don't watch Supernatural, and somebody's like, you should know. But Jason
Dean?
or
Sam?
Dean. Is that the
short one or the tall?
Jensen Ackles or however you say his name? Not the one with the long hair.
Yeah,
The one with the
exactly.
short hair. Dean. Yeah, you only see him being Dean, and you only see the other guy being.
And that's how if
whatever
you
his
see he's Stefan Salvatore in the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
He's Damon Salvatore. She's Blake Lively is Serena Vanderwoodson.
Yes, she
Here,
is.
you
Blake
think of
Lively
these
is
characters, and that's their casting is key. And
Yeah.
And like I said, the dramatic thing, there's nothing to be bored about, ever. And chick flicks is what the term they use nowadays, like I said. It's just, there's always, once they solve this problem or whatever comes up, there's something else coming right behind it. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like one big movie, rather than, and it's a TV show.
Well, let's actually go into this question, because I see you're very into at least those shows, so this might be a hard question for you to answer specifically to. But if you had to live in one world, like it could be one movie, like in a movie world, like the Harry Potter Wizarding world, you could live in that one. You could live in the Lord of the Rings world, whatever, and so on. What TV show or like movie world would you pick to live in? And you were a character, everything was the same way it is now. You had to live in that world.
Am I a character that's already on there?
No,
you're just your own
person. You just
Jurassic Park.
Oh. I would never.
I want to see a dinosaur.
You'll be up close and personal.
They're in a zoo.
Yeah, except when they break out and they start killing everyone.
I won't be there for that part.
I mean, he's the character. He gets to do what he wants.
It is true.
It
is true.
Bruce Banner for me. Can I be a character like you said? Like, can I be the Hulk?
You could live in the MCU and stuff like that. Like, you could live. You can't be the Hulk. You just be you.
So I'd have to. I would pick to be in the show probably Gossip Girl.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for people that don't know what it is, basically it starts out they're high school kids and their parents basically own
New York.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
And everything else.
Like the Upper East Side of New York is literally, so they're 16 years old and I mean, their parents are multi-millionaires, maybe even billionaires. So they have like,
their bedrooms the size of our houses.
I can't, I mean, it's just, they're so rich and they're basically partying like they're 25 when they're 16, 17 and they're in high school. So
that's awesome.
There's more money than what they know what to do with. So.
Yeah. See, if I had to live in a world, this would be a hard one for me. So there's so many I would want to live. Like if I had to pick one for TV and for film.
Dragon Tales.
Yeah, Dragon Tales. So whatever, dude. That's a good show. I used to watch that all the time. But I would probably what?
Nothing.
I'm gonna be able to watch this back and see what you said. I'm just gonna edit something and I'm gonna be like, gotcha. No, but I would probably pick for a movie would be Harry Potter. Obviously, I love Harry Potter. I think it would just be cool just to be in the Wizarding world and just see all that stuff and be able to just go with a stick and have something happen, you know. But if I had to pick a TV show, I mean, you might call me crazy because there's so much death in it and like zombies, but The Walking Dead. I just like to be in that world.
Oh, that would be.
There's like almost no rules, and I think that's cool. And I'm not an anarchist, but like that's
what
awesome.
What movie would you pick? You had to pick a movie. You said your TV show.
A movie?
Yeah. Can't say Fortnite.
We're actually gonna talk about that later.
Oh, great.
I don't even know, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
A movie would be because I'd be myself in the movie.
Mm-hmm. You would just be almost like a new character brought in, written into the script.
Probably Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Just throw me on the team.
Yeah,
maybe.
basketball.
Make it. Yeah, maybe 7 kids on the team. I don't know.
Yeah.
Assistant coach somehow fit me in there. I don't know. Something basketball, coach partner, something like that. I guess.
Yeah, you could be in there. You got a movie or anything?
My movie is Jurassic Park. But if I had to pick a TV show, yeah, but imagine living at the Tipton with Zach and Cody.
Oh, but actually,
or living on Waverly Place with Alex. Oh God.
That's actually an awesome choice.
I
will agree with you there. So we're at 30 minutes, and we've reached the end of our question. Or we're at 38 minutes, right, Joey? About 40 now. So that's about where I said we would end up getting by the end of these questions, and we ran out of time. Is there anything you guys want to kind of go back and maybe talk about just for a couple minutes? Any of the questions that jump out at you?
Enjoy your time in high school.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Enjoy it. I know everyone's going to say, oh, college is so much better, but I'm telling you, I mean, I guess I didn't go to college, so I can't say but for myself, I would do anything to go back to my freshman year. Mm-hmm. But stay at Katanning all 4 years, not have to go to Armstrong for a year. But just enjoy your time. You're actually going to miss it more than what you think you will. You're going to miss seeing all these kids every day and having the easy way out of things.
Yeah. You ask most seniors, like they said, like, are you ready to graduate? And they're, oh my gosh, yes. And I may have been one of them.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I've said it before.
But there is honestly, and like I've done college, and I just enjoy it. I think that's a great thing to come back on. We can end it with that. Just enjoy your time in high school.
Yeah, and also
work hard for whatever you want in life, I guess.
Yeah, and I'll comment on that too. It's exactly just enjoy your time because, like you said, those people that you grow up with for like a good chunk of your life. I mean, the biggest the biggest thing now, and I think it's just projected through social media, is hey, these kids just hate all of them, and once you're out of there, you're gone forever, and you're better for it, and stuff like that. Like you're way good now because you don't have to deal with them every day. But honestly, you become like I don't know. It might not have been for your year or the year before, but when you were at Katanning, you could even sense it. We've talked about this again, but like we were almost one giant big happy group in family because we came together our senior year, and it's because we knew we had to cut ties eventually, and that we were going to run out of road, and our paths were going to separate from everybody. And so I'd say really just take this time and don't take it for granted because you're going to be out there in the real world, and everything changes, and it just seems so new and so different for good and for bad.
It'll be a blink of an eye before you know you'll be like,
and then you'll want to come back. You'll just want to come back so bad. And I mean, we're back in this school, but our school's going to be tore down eventually. Kind of sad, not going to talk about it, but I don't know. Just don't take that time for granted and really enjoy the time you have and spending it with these people because they made up a good chunk of your life. They made you who you are, essentially. So, all right. So I'm going to end the show now, and then we'll go over to the after show and start recording that.
Can I do it?
What? The outro?
Yeah.
No.
That'd be so awesome.
It would be awesome, but I have one written. Unless you want to do it here. You want to read it off my phone? Here you go. I'm going to let Noah read it. So let's get that.
Wait, where is it? Oh.
It's the
where it says
bottom.
outro.
Jeez.
We ready for it?
Yeah, it's on your camera.
And that's it for this episode of Please Welcome. Make sure to watch the after show on Sunday to see some more conversation between Jaret, Noah, and I. I want to thank you for joining us. And join us next weekend. Join us next week when, I don't know, honestly. No idea.
Just no idea. We couldn't think of anything to leave off on.
All right, no, cut.
All right, cut that.
Noah, Jaret, and I. I'm like, oh, you said it wrong. Oh, wait a second.
It still works.
Same name.
It's a good thing it was that work because I was just going to read it.
Yeah, that's the same.
I've been